Back now to Voters Decide, and all morning we have been live from the SuperSite polling place where officials are pretty excited about record-breaking voter turnout, at least so far. And to help us answer many of our questions and yours, let's bring in our expert Anthony Salvanto, CBS News' Executive Director of Elections and Surveys. Welcome to the set. I'm so glad you're here.
It is so great to be here with you. Thanks.
So I mentioned that so far, at least as of this morning, in terms of early voting, we've seen some record numbers, at least as they've compared to the last mid-cycle primary. For instance, as of this morning, there was more than 211,000 votes cast for this election, which is up by tens of thousands from the same time in the last primary election. What do you make of that? What can we take away from that?
Well, it's a contested race, first and foremost, right? And that brings out people to vote. But just to pull back for context for everyone, I imagine there's going to be about 1.5, maybe as many as 1.6 million people on the Democratic side voting, the Democratic Senate race nationwide, probably another million on the Republican side. For context on that, that's comparable to the last competitive presidential primary here in Illinois back in 2020. Now, for a midterm to come close to a presidential, that is really sort of eye-opening. And the reason for that isn't just that it's competitive, but also that I think when you look at the people who've already cast ballots, you're seeing a substantial number of people who haven't voted in primaries before.
Oh.
And that's important too, because it puts a little bit of a wild card into which way things might go. But all in all, and then I'll bring it back local for 1 second, in the Democratic statewide primary, half of all the expected votes are going to come from Chicagoland. And so this is going to have the outsized influence. Of course, it's got most of the state's Democrats in it. And this is really going to be the determinative factor, just the folks sort of watching here today.
You mentioned about 1 million Republicans should come out to vote. Do you expect, though, that the GOP turnout here in the state of Illinois will be strong as well? Yeah,
it already does look strong on the advance side. And again, you've got competitive races, but you've also got a lot of national interest watching not just Illinois, but watching all these primaries in the midterms. One of the things that's happened there is I look nationally, let's take the Democrats, for example, and I ask people, what do you think the Democrats should be doing with their messaging now? And I asked that of Democrats. And about half of them, just over half, said they should be trying to say how they're going to push back against President Trump. Because, of course, his approval numbers among Democrats are very low. But there's another half of Democrats that said, well, they think the Democrats should be putting forward their own policy ideas. And I think some of that dynamic is what you're seeing play out then in the primaries, not just here in Illinois, but everywhere in the country.
You know, we, as we've touched on, we have some key open seats in this election here in Illinois. It's not just the U.S. Senate seat. There are some significant congressional seats that are open. There's no incumbent, or the incumbent is running for instance, the U.S. Senate. And we see just a really crowded field of candidates in both for some Democratic and Republican races. So could there be spoilers? Could we see at the end of this primary day some spoilers because some unexpected candidate got a larger percentage of votes than expected?
So I think there's two parts to that. One is that you see a lot of candidates oftentimes in a primary when the seat leans heavily to one party or the other. In the case of a lot of congressional districts around here, they're Democratic, what we might call likely or even safe seats. So the primary draws a lot of people because they would have a big advantage going into the general. The second part of that, though, is, yes, you've seen a number of retirements around the country. And one of the things that's happened here, too, is you're seeing a lot of competitive races in ways that you haven't seen before here in Illinois, and that certainly makes it exciting.
Yeah, it is going to be a very interesting day, I think. Anthony Salvanto, thank you so much for joining me this morning, and we really appreciate your insight. And you can watch all of the results from the races we just talked about right here. Our primary coverage begins as soon as polls close tonight at 7, and you can watch it all develop on our digital streaming network. And then you can join us for an expanded 10 o'clock newscast on broadcast. To get a closer look at all of the races on the ballot, you can also head to our website, cbschicago.com. We have a full election guide.